Good evening and welcome to the January 21st, the Village of Tuckahoe Planning Board. Nancy, please take a roll.
Commissioner Narenberg.
Present.
Commissioner Forgione.
Present.
Commissioner Castellanos.
Present.
Chairman Leo.
Present. On the agenda this evening, we have the approval of the meeting minutes, and unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do so because some of the members were not here this last meeting, or not here this meeting. So on the calendar, we have 14-16 Columbus Avenue. It's a new fitness studio, and then 68 Marbledale Road, new warehouse and storage facility. So at this point, can we have 14-16 Columbus Avenue come up?
Good evening, Chair, members of the board. Louis Campana, architect. I'm representing the applicant, Michelle DeMasi, before you this evening for site plan review of a special permit for a health and fitness club known as Flexed. Excuse me. A health and fitness club in the business district is a special permitted use via a special permit, which was just approved by the zoning board earlier this month.
Okay.
With your recommendation and our demonstration of the existing on-street public parking, the zoning board did not require that we have any off-street parking.
Okay.
Sorry. Flexed is it's a family-run and operated business, which will be open on a daily basis between 7 and 9 p.m.
7 a.m.?
7 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
And their business model is geared primarily towards one-on-one private fitness training. On Monday and Wednesday evenings from 7 to 8 p.m., they'll be offering group classes with a total occupancy of 14 people, including a receptionist and a trainer. There will also be on Saturday morning. There will also be on Saturday morning between the hours of 7 and 9 a.m., Saturday and Sunday, I should say, of those same group classes with 12 attendees.
So between, what are the hours again? I'm sorry?
7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So 2 classes
Okay.
Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
Okay.
With that, that's all I have. Do you have any questions?
Can you walk us through the actual plan and show us exactly what you're doing, what renovations you're making to the facility? And this is the previous Pino's Palette location, is that correct?
So yes, previously occupying this location was Pino's Palette, and prior to that was Curves,
Okay.
which is another sports and health club. So there is no construction taking place here as part of this application. And what this plan basically shows is just the layout of the equipment.
Okay. So you're doing no renovation whatsoever within the space, no lighting, no
No
flooring,
No lighting, flooring will remain the same.
Right.
We'll have a mat
mats, okay?
and just regular paint.
Okay,
That's it.
cool.
So no modification of the floor plan.
All right. Do you have anyone have any questions? Okay. So at this point, I make a motion to open the public hearing. Is anyone
So
here?
moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So at this moment, is anyone here to speak on this application? Since I see no one here for this application, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Have a second, please.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So at this point, we'd like to read a resolution. Payment this one.
Yes, sir. Village of Tuckahoe, 65 Main Street, Tuckahoe, New York, 10707. Planning Board Resolution Decision. Applicant owner Michelle DeMasi. Location of project 1416 Columbus Avenue. Section 33, Block 8, Lot 1. Description of project. Applicant is seeking to construct and operate a fitness studio out of existing building located at 1416 Columbus Avenue. Seek a resolution pursuant to the
Regulations.
to the regulations of SECR. This board finds that the action taken herein is the unlisted action subject to the requirements of the SECR implementing. Right. I'm sorry, I can't do this.
I'll take it over, guys. Okay. All right. Pursuant to the regulations of SECRA, this board finds that, one, the action taken herein is an unlisted action subject to requirements of the SECRA and its implementing regulations. Number two, this board is in possession of all information reasonably necessary to make the determination as to the environmental significance of the proposed site plan application. Three, that this action herein shall not have any have a significant adverse impact on the environment, or and it's declared that a negative declaration is hereby adopted with this action. Do we vote on this? Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Second.
Nancy, please take call. Roll.
Commissioner Narenberg. Commissioner Forgione.
4.
Commissioner Castellanos.
4.
Chairman Leo.
In favor. The following is the resolution of the Planning Board of the Village of Tuckahoe, New York. Applicant Michelle Demasi seeks to open a fitness center at 14-16 Columbus Avenue, Tuckahoe. Applicant has represented that the business to be operated from said location is not a typical gym, but it is a one-on-one training center where a trainer will train one client at a time. The applicant does propose several small group classes during the evening and possibly on the weekend when there is ample parking in the area. The applicant has received a special permit from the zoning board. The zoning board approved the special permit without a requirement for parking based on the recommendation by this board. The applicant now appears before the board for site plan approval. We concur with the zoning board that based on the usage, the use is consistent with the area, and there will be little or to no impact on the surrounding areas. It should be noted that prior to the last tenant there was a fitness studio operated out of this space. Therefore, based on the submission by the applicant and this board application of 7-1 of the zoning code, the application is approved. Every representation of the applicant made in its application and presentation will be conditioned of this approval. Any deviation from the representation shall be cause for revocation of said approval. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Nancy, please take call.
Yes. Commissioner Narenberg.
4.
Commissioner Forgione.
4.
Commissioner Castellanos.
4.
Chairman Leo.
In favor. Congratulations. Welcome to Tuckahoe, and we wish you much success.
Thank you for your time, gentlemen.
All right, guys, take this up. Can we have 68 Marbledale Road come up, please? No, wait, no. What? Get a pen.
Good evening, Commissioners, Chairman. We're here tonight on the application for 68 Marbledale Road. The application is for the internal demolition, rehabilitation, and construction of the existing building on the property. The proposed use would be for the warehouse and storage facility within the enclosed existing building. Here with me tonight is architect Dave Barbuti. He could explain the details of the application.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening. The proposal is to take an existing factory, I believe it was the Pine Sol
Okay.
factory.
Okay.
We're going to convert it into warehouse space. Left-hand side or the north-hand side, we're going to do some office renovations, add a new bathroom in the warehouse for staff, and that's pretty much that. Inside the
So before you leave that, so can you just walk us through the plan, number of offices, number of
Okay.
bathrooms, just to give us a
So-
sense of how many people will be working there?
So come through the front door, there's a waiting area.
Right.
We have an open area for an admin. We have one office, a conference room, and another office. Men's and women's bathroom, handicap bathrooms, and a break room. There'll be 1 or 2 people in the warehouse. We're anticipating 5 to 6 people.
5 to 6
maximum,
people, okay.
in the space.
But just for our edification, what are you storing in the facility? What's the plan?
So the owner of the company manufactures hyperbaric chambers for divers.
Mhm.
So they're not fabricated here. It's fabricated in Wisconsin. These are widgets, if you want to call it, or different components for those
It's the parts and
parts
pieces.
and pieces. That's exactly.
So in other words, there won't be any hyperbaric chambers in here
No, no,
because
no.
they're typically very large and,
It's basically going to be a big Home Depot rack system
okay?
with shelving and, parts.
Okay. So we're not going to have any hyperbaric chambers
No, not at all.
or any assembly of,
No, there's no fabrication, none of that.
purely
It's strictly
storage.
storage.
Got it. Okay, great.
That's all
Thank
it
you.
is. Going to the site plan, building basically remains the same, except for some of the facade treatments, which I'll get to. There's an area shaded on the site plan in the back, which is hatched, also another spot here, which had the tanks for the pine sol fabrication. Those were legally removed, and all permits were taken out by the previous owner.
Okay.
We're gonna patch the blacktop, add a handicap parking space towards the rear, a new rear door, and another parking space, and add 4 spaces over here, so we're proposing a total of 6 parking spaces.
Just out of curiosity, it looks like you can, once you asphalt that area, it looks like you can actually fit a lot more parking spaces back there, right?
Excuse me?
It looks like once you blacktop the parking lot, the shaded area, you can add some additional parking spaces
Right,
in the back.
there's area for additional parking if
Okay.
required.
Okay,
But
got
like
it.
he says, maximum 6 people.
Got
we
it,
have 6
okay.
spaces. Very rarely will they get any visitors.
Yeah, that's my next question. When you're selling widgets and you somebody your racking system, do people actually come to the site to purchase, or do you do it online, or is there a retail component to
It's
this?
all for their business.
Right.
Nobody comes, it's not retail, it's not wholesale, it's strictly for their business.
Okay.
So box trucks will come in once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks.
Okay.
They'll drop them here, they'll figure out what needs to get sent to Wisconsin, and it gets sent to Wisconsin.
And any deliveries are done towards the back of the match, right?
Everything is, right, we have a garage door in the back, trucks will pull in, back in, and get back out.
Okay.
So there's ample turning radius for trucks and things like that in the back.
So you're not going to park on the street to
No.
make deliveries, right? Okay, it's going to be.
No, not at all.
All right.
FedEx truck maybe, but.
Okay.
And last but not least, there's a new trash enclosure in the rear.
Are you going to have RDPW pick up the trash, or is it going to be
Private carting.
private car? Okay. And they can get access back there, I would assume, right? Okay.
Correct. So the facade, we're just doing basically a cleanup. On the north-hand side, as you can see from the picture, the building steps. We want to raise that parapet, continue it straight across, so it looks uniform. Going to do new stucco finish, do an embellishment on the bottom out of stucco and ephes, just to dress it up a little bit. And on the corners, embellish with a metal panel trim system.
So it looks like at the base you're doing some sort of a decorative stonework, or is that
Well,
through EFIS, or how
So
you
it's
doing?
ephes, and we're
Right.
just going to do score patterns in
Score
larger
pattern.
size stone. So it
Okay.
won't be a block size, it'll be a larger block size,
Right.
probably 2 times the block size, just to show as a base.
Are you going to paint it the same color? Looks like.
It'll be the same color.
Want to consider perhaps maybe breaking it up a little bit?
We thought about it, wasn't quite sure what the color combination would be.
Okay.
We figured we'd do it all the same color.
Want to study a little bit, maybe? All right, we'll keep that. We'll study that a little bit.
Going to do a black canvas awning, a new aluminum coping, which we'll do out of black. And then
Okay.
we have to come back to the
Yeah.
sign and awning board for
Correct.
the awning, so we'll deal with that at a later date.
Right. What are the hours of operation of this facility?
I believe the hours of operation are 7 to 5, I believe, correct?
Just normal office hours? Okay.
Maybe
All right.
Saturday, I doubt very much they're going to be there on Sunday.
Okay. All right. And are you doing any work within the actual storage facility? In other words, I know you're doing creating offices on the left side of the drawing there. Are you doing
So
any?
in the warehouse, there's an existing bathroom over here which has the water meter in it. The water meter, I'm going to eventually need to put a backflow in, so I have to make it a separate room.
Right.
So we're going to make a new handicap bathroom and a new office in the warehouse, just for, computers, so they could keep track of whatever they
Inventory, okay.
Inventory, right.
Right. Okay.
But other than that, maybe we'll do some lighting inside the warehouse. Really, nothing nothing else.
So in other words, the slab is fine, there's
Slab
no,
is fine, there's a couple of cracks we've got to fix, some
Right.
of the walls need a little bit of repair, but other than that, there's no major construction
any
inside.
like supplemental ACs you'll be installing?
So we will be doing supplemental ACs in the office space,
Okay.
and
Is that going to be roof mounted?
right, so it'll be located towards the back. There is a parapet that will screen it.
Okay,
It's just basically an RTU, probably 30 inches high, 5 feet long.
okay. All right, and I guess if there's any issues with noise, they'll be dealt with you, right, Mike? Yeah, it's all commercial back there. Is there residential on the hill back there?
He still has to meet the ordinances,
Yeah, right.
so he's just gotta be aware of that. I know that.
Speaking to the mic, Mike, I'm not sure you.
I know that the building's on a property line, correct?
It's actually not.
Okay, so you own a little
Foot
bit?
off the property line and roughly 4 feet off the north property line, 3 to 4 feet, I believe. It's 4 feet, 4.7 feet.
Okay,
It's
so
not on the property
maybe
line.
just a suggestion to put the AC unit on, like in the middle more.
Yeah.
This way, because we would have, if there is a complaint, we'd have to do a reading a certain foot off the neighbor
Okay.
that it would be
I think it's
complaining.
each property line, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would take the reading at your property line, so if you can
Okay,
move it over to the right,
I
yeah.
mean, that's not set yet.
Move it,
so-
yeah, just move it to
Yeah.
the center like Mike said, so that,
All
all right.
right, I don't really see any more issues with that.
okay. And you think the parapet will cover the air conditioning unit?
Yeah, if it doesn't presently now, because it's probably about 24 to 30 inches, I haven't been up on a roof. We'll make it, I'll just add to it.
A screen or
just so
something,
I can
right?
Screen it, yeah.
Okay. All right,
I have one more question.
sure.
Lighting. How you plan on doing your lighting in the back with that parking lot?
Even if you're gonna have any sort of security lighting in the front as well.
So, my lighting expert was sick all last week, so I got this yesterday morning, photometrics.
Mhm.
So basically, they're all LED fixtures, they're 4,000 K, and I believe relates to like a 20 or 30 watt bulb.
Yeah.
So, I've got couple of wall packs on the driveway just to illuminate it, and 2 along the back. So it's basically just gets about 0.5, 0.4 at the edge. Oh. So we've got a couple of wall packs along the driveway, which will illuminate the driveway, and 3 wall packs along the back. Gives me about a 0.9 here, and it goes out to about a 0.4 towards the rear of the property. So, the houses in the back aren't going to see any lighting. They won't be affected.
So where, are you putting you're putting the lights on the driveway on the fence?
It's on a building.
It's on a building. He's
On the
mounted.
building.
He's
Left-hand
mounted them
side.
to the building. Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
So you mounted them to the side and then to the
One on the
back, right?
building,
Yep.
one on the building, one here, and one here.
And nothing in the back? where the-
There's no site, no poles, nothing like that.
Okay.
Your photometrics on the left-hand side seems like they spill onto your neighbor. What's on that side? Is that another building there?
That's a building, I believe.
So it's gonna hit the building?
Yeah, there's doggy daycare or something in there.
Oh, is that pause and play?
Yes.
And is there any windows on that side that's gonna be any issues? Because you're hitting the other adjacent building there, so I'm not sure what's on the.
From what limited I can see here, I've got a
Right,
louver
right.
in that back wall. I don't see any windows.
All right, you
And
should
I
be
think they're
careful.
right on the property line to begin with, so I don't think they probably have windows. But I'll look at that.
Just look at that. If otherwise, just move the light fixture over to the
Move
right.
over, drop, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. If you have to just, are you using the bug eyes or just a?
No, it's just the wall pack.
Just a wall pack. Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions? Questions? Any questions? All right. So at this point, I make a motion to open the public hearing.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Since there's no one else here but us, I make a motion to close the public hearing. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Do you have anything else to add, sir?
No, just again, this proposed use is a lot less intensive than the manufacturing use that was there prior, and we believe these drawings represent a good project for Tuckahoe.
Yep. Thank you. All right, at this point, I'd like to read a resolution. The Village of Tuckahoe, 65 Main Street, Tuckahoe, New York, 10707. Planning Board Resolution Decision. Applicant IUC Group. Location of project is 68 Marbledale Road, Section 35, Block 2, Lot 11. Description of work. Applicant is seeking to utilize the existing building at 68 Marbledale Road for a warehouse/storage facility and for offices for executive, administrative, and clerical personnel. SECR resolution. Pursuant to the regulations of SECR, this board finds that, 1, the action taken herein is an unlisted action subject to the requirements of SECR and its implementing regulations. 2, the board is in possession of all information reasonably necessary to make the determination as to the environmental significance of the proposed site plan application. 3, that the action herein shall not have a significant adverse impact on the environment, and it's declared that a negative declaration is hereby adopted with regards to this action. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Nancy, please take call.
Commissioner Narenberg. Commissioner Forgione.
4.
Commissioner Castellanos.
4.
And Chairman Leo.
In favor. The following is the resolution decision of the planning board at the Village of Tuckahoe, New York. Applicant is seeking to demolish the interior of the pre-existing building located at 68 Marbledale Road and construct a warehouse/storage facility with corporate offices in its place. The current structure is in need of upgrades, and the applicant's proposal will greatly improve the condition of the building. Applicant further will make improvements to the exterior of the building, which will enhance the property and improve the surrounding neighborhood. This board has reviewed the application and applies Section 7-1 of the zoning code and find that the applicant has met the burden under Section 7-1. Therefore, the application as submitted as approved. As a condition of approval, there shall be no outdoor storage, and I'm going to say you're going to come back and show me some additional colors for the building exterior. Okay. Every representation of the applicant made in this application and presentation will be a condition of disapproval. Any deviation from the representation made shall be a cause for the revocation of said approval. Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in Nancy?
Just to clarify, do you want them to come back here with the colors? Or
They
do
don't
you
ha-
want
they don't
them
have to come-
You have
They could just,
already sign off on it.
correct, yes. They just submit it, sorry? You come to a work section, you could just submit it to the building department, they'll submit it to us, and we can look at
Be
it.
able to submit electronically?
Electronically is fine, all right? If you could also submit some samples with that, the EFA samples, the control samples, so we have a reference of what you're actually putting, all right? I'm sorry, Nancy, please take,
Commissioner Narenberg. 4. Commissioner Forgione.
4.
Commissioner Castellanos.
4.
Chairman Leo.
in favor. So, we're all good, but just, the condition is to come back and show us elevations and materials, all right? Thank you.
Commissioners, Chairman, thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Have a good night, okay. At this point, since there's no other business, I'll make a motion to close the public hearing. A second, please.
Second.
All in favor? All right, good night, Tuckahoe.